Morning, everyone. Savannah here. This is my knitting podcast number 3, I think. It's really early. It's only 8:30 this morning so far, but I wanted to get this video going and complete so that I can help my daughter focus on schoolwork today. Last video was just over a month ago. I accidentally filmed that video a whole week in advance than what I had planned, and I have no clue why I did that. I think I just got really excited and wanted to film it real quick. And so this time I tried waiting. I had planned to film this tomorrow, actually, but I noticed on my calendar that I had something coming up tomorrow, and it wouldn't, everything would have gotten pushed around weird. So I figured, you know what, today's better. I don't have anything planned other than knitting and helping my daughter with her school. So let's get into it. I'm not going to talk about COVID-19 or anything of how things are going here. I'm just going to show you my knitting, make this relatively quick. I am wearing my Sunday sweater by Petite Knits. So I finished this shortly after the last video. I only had that little bit left on the sleeve, excuse me, to go, and I managed to finish it real quick. I did fold down the collar. I do prefer it down like that. Fits well, except for the sleeves. I should have, well, this one. I mean, both of them are. I could have done without one more I guess, increase section. I mean, I do love how big they are this way. The length is way too long. So when I wear them, it looks more like that instead of like that. Like that would have been really nice right there, but they they go really long. And it does feel a bit big. But it's cozy, it's nice. I still like it. I would like to make another one just in a different style of yarn to see how it would fit better. I'm trying to think. I know I thought about this like weeks ago, but now it's just completely gone. I also finished another whip that I showed last week, or not last week, last month. My heartwarmer cowl is completely finished. Last time I showed you, I had one more row of bobbles to go, and yep, I actually did not finish this right away. I got to the middle of the smocking, or right at the top of the smocking, and then a different project came up, which I'll show you in just a minute. But let me tell you, the yarn is Blue Springs by Spectacular Yarns. So a heartwarmer cowl starts with, well, your ribbing, but then you got, it's called lace and cables. Then you got interrupted rib, bobbles, broken rib, which you can see I made a little boo-boo right here. You can kind of see that. That broken rib actually looks really nice on the inside as well. And then we got smocking. And then grapes. It's just eyelets. I'm trying to have the light shine on it. Smocking. So this pattern is by Justina Lorkowska, and her pattern is really well written out. Easy to understand. I did have to look up how to do the bobbles. I mean, nothing was exactly like how she had written it out, but the smocking, I was able to figure it out just by reading her pattern. It was very well written out. So yeah, there's that. It's got that it's got that crease in there from when I blocked it, but no big deal. I really like that. It's nice and cozy. Okay, so the project that stopped me working on that for a little bit, but thankfully I was able to get back to it, is another finish. It was the start and a finish. It's a sweater. I started this on March 12th. I finished it. Oh, I don't remember when I finished it. It was very recent. First week of April, maybe? It's in my Ravelry. But I started and finished this pattern, or this project for the Drea Renee Knits knit along. She had a sweater knit along. It's still going, actually. It started March 12th, and it ends May 22nd. And she had a coupon code that first day to get one of her sweaters. So I picked a sweater, went to the store, bought yarn for it. This was before our shutdown, or I guess stay-at-home order. And started it immediately and finished it immediately. Because when I have a due date, I feel more rushed. So I finish things. But I picked the So Faded sweater. And these are my colors. I'll tell you more about it in a minute. So I have not weaved in my ends yet. I did decide to do like a 3/4 length sleeve, only because I misunderstood the pattern for the sleeves at first. Just when it said elbow length, there was no pictures in the pattern to show what the elbow length was, and the picture on the cover, her sleeves only went to like here, so I thought that was what that meant. I'm just like, that's a little longer than elbow, but okay. I like that. And so I started doing the decreases for the elbow length, and then I realized it actually went to the, like, right above the elbow. I didn't like that, so I extended it about 6 inches more. I still think it's a little too short, so I might take this out again and just extend it a little bit more. Also, my binding, while I bound off in pattern, the ribbing pattern, it's way too tight. It leaves a ring, like a dark red ring around my arm. So I need to fix that. I need to go back and use the bind off I used in the collar, which was her tutorial or whatever for a stretchier bind off. I forget what it was called, but it's real nice and stretchy. So I need to do that for I'm going to extend these sleeves a little bit more, and then also fix this bind off so it's not as tight either. But that's why nothing is woven in yet. But that is my sweater. I love it. And here's the detail on the shoulders, garter stitch shoulders. This yarn is very squishy and makes it really nice. So I used 4 colors in mine. So this pattern actually calls for a fingering weight yarn, but because my tension is so tight when I knit, I decided to do DK instead, and it worked out just fine. I can't remember all the details. Let me see, what did I write down? This is what her sweater looks like. See how her sleeves stop above the wrist? Because the pattern comes with the option for elbow length or wrist length, and she has it right in between, so I misinterpreted. Let's see here, what did I do? I knit mine in size 3. Okay, so I knit mine in size 3. I did use the recommended needle sizes, a 5 and a 3. And I got 20, my gauge was 24 stitches per 4 inches instead of the 25. So I knew this was going to work for me because every time I do a gauge swatch, I have more stitches than called for. I always have several more stitches, so having one less, I was okay with that. I was totally okay with that, and it worked out really good. So my yarns that I used for this, these are, let's see if I can find a, okay. So I use the Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK yarn, and this is from Hobby Lobby. I only needed one of each. I have quite a bit left over, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it afterwards. So this color is linen. This is the top. Next, I used Cloud Control. We'll keep those together. And then mink. Ooh, and lastly, cedar. So I really like those. These are super soft and really nice. And this is how much I have left over. One ball each for this sweater. Because you get 478 yards. This is a 100% acrylic, but it feels amazing. But yeah, you get so much, and it was perfect. So what I'm going to do with the rest of this is I got the pint size sew faded, and I'm going to make my daughter a matching sweater because I have enough left here to do that in her size. So yeah, I plan to start that relatively soon. I know it's not needed, you know, with summer coming, she's probably not going to need it, but for fall, we'll have matching sweaters. I am nervous about knitting my children anything just because I know how fast they grow, and I feel like all that work, and it's only going to be for a short period of time. Oh, what else? Okay, so that's all my finishes. And then, so once this was finished, I went back to the cowl and finished that up because I needed to get that done. Next, I decided to pick up my texture tied sweater. I was really excited to get back to this. And so it's Texture Tied by Judith Bryan. She has a lot of beautiful patterns. I wouldn't recommend this as a beginner pattern though. The beginning was easy. You know, doing the Japanese short rows was actually quite easy. Starting the mock cable pattern was easy. But then once I got to the next page, which is the raglan increases, I kind of got lost. I won't show you the but you can see I have a bajillion notes on here. I had to like actually write out the pattern line by line, because she doesn't tell you where or exactly how to put in the mock cables, and so I had to kind of guess, I should say. So my pattern is not perfect on my sweater, and I'm a little disappointed with that, but at the same time I'm hoping it won't be that noticeable and that it should work out as I work down the body and down the sleeve for it. But this is, where's the, okay, so this is the front that I'm showing you. It's going to be really hard on this dark yarn. So here, I'll show you the back, because the back pattern is, because you start, oh, where is it? Sorry guys. Because you start here, which is my black one, everything lines up perfectly because that's where I start. But once I hit the raglan increases, things change, and my pattern is not, oops, this way, right? This way. My pattern is not straight, it actually curves to the side. Same with the front. It curves a little. I'm trying to get it back on track, but it's really hard to show with on this dark color. So hopefully the lighter color will be, you know, the dark color will kind of hide it, and then as you can see, it kind of slopes. I did my best to, yeah, I don't know. It sucked that it wasn't, it was, I don't want to be rude about her pattern because her pattern is nice. It's just, I mean, I like how she has it laid out with these boxes and all that stuff, but I'm not somebody who knows exactly how to do crap. I want to be told you need to do this line by line. But anyways, so I'm almost done with the yoke. I have just 7 more rounds in the yoke, and then I can separate for the sleeves. So once I separate for the sleeves, I go for a little bit longer in this color, and then I switch it over to this color. And then the sleeves are a different color. I showed you in my last video. These yarns are from Knit Picks. It's the palette fingering weight. And then this one was Shoal. This one is Opal Heather, and then the last one's called Clarity, a pale blue. But yeah, I'm wondering how these wash up, because it's not the softest, but it's not terrible. I just hope it does wash up and become softer. So that is what I am doing. I should just pop that in there because I'll need that next. And of course, I'm using my Spectacular bags. It won't fit in here forever, but I love this bag so much. It's my most favorite bag. I try to use it for everything that I can. She does a fantastic job. But yep, that is all my knitting so far. Oh, okay. Yep, that's all my knitting so far. I haven't worked on anything else, none of my other whips. I'm hoping to get back to one of my wraps soon, but I also plan to start a shawl soon. Just waiting on my yarn. But I did receive this in the mail yesterday, and I thought I would show you guys. So this was from Jimmy Beans? Let me see. Jimmy Beans wool. Just took out the receipt there. So I saw this came up. I don't know if it was email or an ad or just something I saw on Instagram. I don't remember, but it was a good price, so I did it. I don't know if it's Sheep G's yarn. It's the it's 100% premium cotton indigo dyed mini skein set. I don't know if they do these each month, I don't know exactly anything about this. I just saw it. I thought it was a fantastic price and decided to get it. So this one's called Sky's Light. There was also a bulkier one, like a bulky weight one. I forget what that was called. But this is how it came. I got it yesterday. The little sticker says every cloud has a silver lining. So like I'm saying, I don't know if there's like a theme to these, like if it's a monthly thing or a quarterly thing. But these are the, of course, these are the yarns. So I've never used 100% cotton. I've never had Sheep G's before. I've heard of them. So this is the first one. I am not going to tell you the names because they're all cloud names. Did you see that? Is it going to focus? Probably not, because I'm using my computer. So they're all named after clouds. It's just a nice little like blue fade. I don't know if I have these two out of order. Yeah, I do. No, I don't. They look like they're out of order. But again, I'll just show you in the box. The lighting is terrible. These ones on the end are definitely like a greener, they're like a greenish brown color. Lighting sucks. But yeah, I don't know what to do with these yet. Again, cotton. I'll have to look some stuff up and see what any like recommendations are for these yarns, unless you guys have any recommendations. But I thought it was a really good deal for it. It was only $20, considering it was free shipping. Yeah, $20, and I think it was free shipping. What was I saying? Because I've been seeing a lot of mini sets or yarn clubs lately, and unfortunately I've had to pass them up just because the price just seems so steep. I don't know why. Why are yarn clubs so steep? Why do they cost so much money? Like I saw one the other day that was for the dark crystal. I don't remember the details about that one, but I was like, oh, I would love to have that one. I saw another one that was for, oh, Throne of Glass, the book series. I just finished that series the other day. And I really like that series. I just finished it. I saw there's a 3 skein yarn club for, based off that book series. And it was over $100 for 3 skeins of yarn, fingering weight yarn. And then, that wasn't free shipping with that either. You had to pay $12 for shipping. And I'm just like, I get the shipping part because you're going to ask for all the shipping up front. I get it. That's fine. But $35 per skein of yarn for a regular, 400 yard, 100 gram skein of fingering, that's, why are yarn clubs? Explain to me. Why are they so expensive? I want a yarn club. I would love to do an advent. I'd love to do any of that kind of stuff, but I can't afford it if it's going to cost that much money. Anyways, that's my little rant, and I'm at 22 minutes. That's all that I have. That's all that I have. So I hope you guys are doing well, not going crazy, have plenty of projects to work on, and I will see you next month. Sorry, this was so weird. Bye.